Hey, welcome back to Come Out on Top with Robin Kemp, where we help you do just that, come out on top in life. And today we're going to be talking about the superpower that we have called contentment. Contentment is just being a state of being happy and satisfied in life. That's all contentment is, being happy and satisfied in life. I know before I started did a study on contentment, I thought that contentment was being settling for what you got, pretty much. Contentment is so far from that. Contentment is not settling at all. Contentment is being happy and satisfied in your current life. We're not waiting for things to happen to be happy. We're not waiting for this to happen or that to happen, or if I got to this point, I'll be happy. If I got to that point, no. We're making a decision right now to be content, which is being happy and satisfied with our current, circumstances or situations. Not that we're happy with everything that happens, but we're learning to be content. And content is just being happy and satisfied in life. So, and I also see contentment as being like a level of peace in your life. I know how the Bible says that God will give us peace that passes all understanding. To me, that's what contentment is. It's that peace that no matter what circumstances we're facing, that contentment is just at peace no matter what's going on. We're able to still find peace. We're still able to be content, still able to be satisfied with our lives. It's not contingent on what happens or just something goes right or things like that, or that it's always a successful thing, but we just feel it's just a level of peace that this thing is nothing negative is going to take me off of what I'm believing for, what I'm working for. And I also feel like contentment is a level of, it could show God that we trust Him. When we're content with our lives, no matter what's going on, even when things are not going exactly the way we want them to go, when we're content and we're happy and we're satisfied with our lives, it shows God that I trust you. I know that where I'm going, I'm still on my way there, regardless of what's happening right now. But I'm still going to be happy and satisfied with my life. And it shows God that we trust Him. It's an act of our faith, knowing, and it shows God that we trust His plan for our lives, or we trust that what we're believing Him for, what we're working towards, is going to happen in our lives. We're not letting current circumstances change our pursuit of our goals and our dreams, because we have peace, that contentment that brings that peace and that happiness and satisfaction with our lives. But the first thing we need to do when we're trying to develop this area of being content is to have a vision for our lives. Everything starts with a vision. We have to have a vision. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. So we have to have a vision for our lives, a vision for different areas of our life, a vision for our health, a vision for our careers and our work, a vision for our finances. We have to have visions for these different things and put things in place that can help us develop those things and grow in those things. Like for us finances, we need to have a budget. Like if you're going to be successful and get money and God's going to bless you financially, we have to be good stewards over the money that we already have. So we have to have that's the basics of being a good steward, or showing God that we're worthy for Him to bless us with more finances. If we want to do the right things with it, we have to have a budget. That's the basics of finances, having a budget. And don't see a budget as a stewardship tool. It's showing God that I'm organized with my money. You should know what's coming in, and you should know what's going out. That's the basics of a budget. Knowing what's coming in and knowing what's going out. And you control the budget. Like the budget don't control you. People see a budget as it's restrictive and I can't do that. No, you creating a budget. So you put in your budget whatever you want to put in your budget. Like I have in my budget, I have a spot where it's just my spending. I have a certain amount of money that I say is spending. I can spend that money on whatever I want to spend that money on. So it's like, because it's my budget. I have my bills. I have different things in my savings. I have my investments, all that kind of thing. All those things are in my budget. But I also have a spending box where I put a certain amount of money in that per pay or per week, but per month, however you want to do it. But I can spend that money whatever way I want. But once it's going, it's going. But that way it's not restricted to me. I can do whatever I want to do with that money, but it's still showing God I am in line with your word, your will for my life. and being a good steward. We're supposed to be a good steward in every area of our life. So in our finances, we have to be a good steward by having a budget and showing God that, hey, we can handle the finances that you're giving us, and showing him that by having a budget and following the budget and being a good steward of our finances. Um, but every area of your life, your health, your business, being good stewards over everything. We can't expect God to give us all these things and we're not doing our part. We have to do our part. So having a vision for our lives is the first thing we need to do. Write it down. I would say, write it down, make it plain, so whoever reads it can run with it. So when we read it, we can run with it. It's our vision, it's our goals. We have to write those things down. So when we get off track, because life will have you get off track when things happen. You wonder, you are tracking so far from where you wanted to go because we don't have this thing written down to review it and be like, okay, that's right, I'm supposed to be doing this. I got to know for me, I have to have stuff written down to know what I'm supposed to do. I can have it all in my mind and this is what I'm going to do the next day. But then if I don't have it written down, I forget all the stuff I done thought about that I was going to do the next day or whatever the case may be. For me, I have to write it down and keep it before my eyes, or I will not be doing. When I forgot all about all these great ideas I had the day before that I was going to do the next day, because I did not write those things down. Like, get that habit of writing your thoughts down, writing your goals down, writing the things you're going to do to accomplish your goals, writing those things down and referring back to it so we can move forward. We can not be starting over all the time. Now we're moving forward and we're doing the things that we really want to do, so we can live the life, this dream life that we're all after, and enjoying this journey of a life. We don't have to. We can actually enjoy the journey of life when we implement these tools. That's this one of contentment. And so the second thing, after we write our goals, we're going to just be grateful for our lives. We're going to start operating in gratefulness, grateful for where we are on the way to where we're going. Because life is a journey. No matter what we're doing, no matter how many goals we set or how many goals we accomplish, it's still a level of moving forward. We're always growing, we're always changing, we're always looking to do better in our lives. So we're always going to be setting goals to reach another level in our lives. So we have to be grateful where we are, no matter what happens, because life is going to happen. That's what this whole thing is about. Being able to handle when life happens, being in a position where we can go through things sweatlessly, because we're always changing, we're always growing, we're always working on ourselves, and we're preparing ourselves for the things that's going to come to try to hinder us from reaching our goals. Because things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. So this whole podcast, this whole thing is about us preparing ourselves for what is ultimately going to happen. So when those things happen, we're fully equipped to handle them. We are going to know that, okay, this happened, but I'm still grateful for this. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I understand that this is a test. I'm grateful that I understand that this is here to hinder me, but I can learn from this situation. So we're always looking to see, what can we learn from what we're going through? How can I be this grateful, God, that I am here, that I am learning a lesson, that I even am equipped to handle it. I wasn't equipped before. If this would have happened before, I would have sunk. I would have been depressed, or I would have been dealing with anxiety, or whatever the case may be. But because we're growing and we're changing and we're learning to use situations to strengthen us and to move forward, and we know how to be thankful for where we are, who we're becoming, the stronger person that we are, that now we're able to handle something that if it would have happened before, it would have took us out. But now, because we know whose we are. We know who we are and whose we are. We know who we are and whose we are. We are children of God. And we know that God got us. We know that God is for us. We know that God was using things to strengthen us, that he will allow nothing to take us out, but only to have things to build us up. So we're being built up by the challenges that we face. And we're not letting one thing that happened to us ruin our whole day. We're knowing that this thing it's not going to ruin our day, because we can decide how we respond. We can decide how we respond to this situation, because we're taking responsibility for our lives. So we're moving forward. So we're having our vision. We're learning to be grateful no matter what state we're in, that we're grateful. And that contentment is really helping us to move forward. And we're learning to just start the thing I started doing is writing down at the end of the day one thing I'm grateful for, and I put it in a jar. You can do more than one. Before I was doing three things, write three things down, but I found you just do one thing. Start with just one thing a day that you're writing down and you're putting it in a jar. So I write it cut out these little heart thing. My mom had this little heart-shaped thing. I cut out these hearts, and that night I would write down and put it in like a mason jar. And then anytime when something happens or you might need some encouragement, start going through some of those things that you wrote in that jar. And I'm telling you, it really makes a difference. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. It could be the small things that, will help you just build you back up to know that, God got me, and I'm going to move forward on this journey. So just knowing, being grateful is such a big part of this. Being grateful where we are on the way to where we're going. And I had some good quotes. Let me see the quotes we had here. Say, contentment is not the fulfillment of what you want, but the realization of how much you already have. Like when you're content, you're realizing that you are blessed. If you're in the land of the living, you are blessed. So many people didn't make it this far, so you are so blessed to be here, to be able to learn, to be able to grow, and to be able to be positive, and to be able to see the goodness in your life. It's good in you. If you're living, it's some good in your life. So and being aware of it and looking for it. The more you see, the more you search, you will find. The more you start being grateful, the more things you'll have to be grateful for. That is such a fact. So I encourage you just to be grateful for where you are. Don't let the bad make you feel like let a bad day make you feel like you have a bad life. No, that was just one day. And sometimes it's just one thing that happened. It don't even have to make you have a bad day because one thing happened. You could just deal with that thing and move forward. You can still have a great day. But even if you have a bad day, maybe multiple things happen in the day, you're like, you know what, let me just go to sleep. Let me just get home and go to sleep, and I'll start over tomorrow. That's okay, because that's just a bad day. But it don't have to equal to a bad week. It don't have to equal to a bad month or bad life. No, that was just one day. So just really looking to find the good and the blessings in our lives, and being content is being on purpose, finding happiness and finding satisfaction in our everyday life, because our everyday life can be enjoyable. That's the goal, to enjoy your everyday life, like Joyce Meyer says. The thing is enjoying your everyday life. And sometimes delay is a blessing. Just because things don't happen as soon as you think they should happen, or when. But I spent a lot of time thinking I should be further than I am. But no, I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. Right now is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be from the level of growth that I've taken advantage of until now. So maybe now they might go forward, faster or whatever, because I'm more intentional about my growth, more intentional about taking responsibility for my life, and more intentional about being grateful and all these different things. I'm more intentional about it. So maybe things will go at a faster pace, but where I'm at is where I'm at. And that's where I'm supposed to be right now. But I'm on a journey to continue to grow. Never going to stop. Always going to move forward. And that's what it's about. Just always moving forward, never stopping, and just believing that what my ultimate goal is going to be reached. And then it's going to be another goal to reach. But we're always looking to go further, do better. And just know that as long as we're doing our part, as long as we're taking responsibility for our lives and implementing these tools of contentment, being satisfied and happy with the state I'm in right now, that is the ultimate goal. So, and just celebrating, you are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. That's Sophia Bush. We are allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress. So just realize that you are a masterpiece where you are right now. God created you. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. So you're already a masterpiece. But we're also a work in progress. Just know that too. I'm a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. Those two things can exist together. So just know it. Wherever you are, you're doing great. You're moving forward. We're being grateful for what we have. And we're still believing for more. And we're still working towards more because we deserve more. We deserve more. You deserve whatever you believe in God for, whatever you have a heart for, whatever desires you have in your heart. God said He would give us the desires of our heart. So you're worthy of that. You're worthy of whatever your heart's desire is. As long as you're willing to take responsibility for your life, do your part, walk in this power pack thing of contentment, being grateful for where you are on the way to where we're going. So come with me on this journey. We're going to do this thing. We're going to be content. We're going to take responsibility for our lives and be content. We're going to be happy and satisfied with our lives as we move forward to living out our ultimate dreams. So, love you. Peace. Like, subscribe, and share this video. And see you in the comments. Peace.